When you are deciding to live abroad with your kids, you want to give them the best education possible. Like us, you might initially think about international school. It is a great place where kids with similar experiences can learn together and become international oriented. But is international school really an option?
Before we dive into this question, if you are new to this channel, we are Matt and
Monico.
And we share videos on moving and living abroad. We have lived in various countries in the past before settling down in the Netherlands. However, now we want to make the move again, together, this time with our 7-year-old son. If you are considering living abroad as well, then you might want to subscribe to our channel. We will be posting all kinds of practical tips on moving and living abroad. If you want to keep updated on the latest videos, make sure you hit the notification button.
So, returning to the question of this video, is international school an option? When I was young, I lived in various countries with my parents. My dad worked for a dredging company, so once a specific project was finalized, we would pack our bags and move to the next country. If it was an English-speaking country, we would go to public schools. For instance, I went to a public school in Australia and Malaysia. But when I was 7 and went to the first grade in primary school, I went to the American International School in Kuala Lumpur. I remember it was the most wonderful school I have ever been to. It was a huge complex where kindergarten, primary school and high school was located. It had a pool, a football field, a huge auditorium with a stage, a basketball court, and there were cool classes such as art class and music class where you could actually learn an instrument. Perhaps this is normal in the country that you are living in now, but for me it was a huge shock when we eventually moved to the Netherlands and I attended a local school again. The first thing I asked when I got a tour around the primary school in a small town in the Netherlands was, where is the pool?
Anyway, ever since we have our son, international school has always something we would love to offer to our child. We even looked up the international school here in Rotterdam, where we are living right now. So he could get a bit more familiar with the educational system if we would move abroad. But international school is crazy expensive. Not just expensive, but extremely expensive. Yeah.
And I think that the only reason why we went to the international school in Kuala Lumpur is because my dad's company paid for everything, including the pickup service from home to school and back.
Anyway, to give you an idea of how expensive international school is, we have already looked up several here in the Netherlands. International school doesn't necessarily have to be an American or British international school. You can also look up international schools from your country, such as German or French or Australian international school. But in this case, we search for English-speaking international schools. So the cost depends on the grade your child is in. The lower the grade, less the cost. So, for the American International School in the Netherlands, the annual fee is about 19,000 to 27,000 US. British International School is roughly 16,000 to 23,000. There are other international schools as well, where the instruction is bilingual, in this case in Dutch and in English, with an annual fee of around 6,000 to 9,000 US. This is much lower, making it a good option for more people.
So, how about other countries? Let's have a look. The capital city of Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, has a lot of international schools. I, of course, checked ISKL, the one that I went to, and was pretty shocked. The annual fee, without any other additional fees, is around 18,000 to 27,000 US. Again, this depends on the grade your child is in. Other international schools have annual fees of 8,000 US for the first grade up to 17,000 US for high school. These schools are of course much smaller than ISKL, but still a nice option to consider.
We then looked to the neighboring country Indonesia. This country alone has about 113 international schools. Whoa! The most expensive are obviously located on Bali and in Jakarta. An international school in Jakarta is roughly 10,000 US dollars to 25 US dollars a year.
25,000 US dollars a year.
Oh yeah, sure. But anyway, you shouldn't be checking Jakarta anyways. In Bali, you can find an international school for 3,300 to 18,000 US dollars a year. And not to forget the green school, that's around 11,000 US dollars to
20,000 US dollars. But then again, if you can afford it, then this will be an amazing opportunity for your children when living abroad. We were also interested in Bali's neighboring island, Lombok, to see if it had an international school. Since 2017, they have established an intercultural school. If we would enroll our son, it would be around 4,000 US dollars a year, something that might be doable.
I think so. Other cities I looked up in order to give you a rough idea of annual fees are Chiang Mai City in Thailand. That's around 8,000 to 18,000 US dollars a year. Or 6,000 US dollars to 12,000 US dollars where lessons are taught in Thai and in English. Another one is Panama City in Central America. This one starts at 9,000 US dollars to 18,000 US dollars a year, or 16 to 22,000 US dollars for British international school.
We also looked up Valencia in Spain because I noticed many families moving to this city the last couple of years. They have an American international school for 7,000 US dollars to 8,500 US dollars a year, and a British international school for 5,000 to 7,000 US dollars. But they have bilingual schools as well that ask around 2,500 US dollars to 4,500 US dollars each year. As for Budapest, located in Eastern Europe, they have an American international school for 12,000 to 17,000 US dollars, or the Budapest International School where the fee is 4,500 to 6,500 US dollars.
What we can conclude from this quick and rough research, if you would want to go to an American or British international school, you are going to pay almost double than if you would go to any other international school. The older the child, the more expensive it's going to be. And the more expats who are living in the country, the more choice in schools and fees, of course. It seems like international schools in Europe are also less expensive compared to other countries.
Also, what we notice is that international schools are located in the city, which we consider as a downside because our goal is to move abroad so we can leave the busy city life behind. And last but not least, international school is freaky expensive, but that is of course from a mom who has a son who goes to a public school for free in the Netherlands. But at international school, most of the teachers are native speakers, and the curriculum sometimes involves outside school activities too, such as sports and arts, which is great.
Also, if you want your children to attend a university in the USA, UK or any other country where the colleges and universities are ranked pretty high, then you need to invest in your kids from a very young age. That's the way it is. Expat kids whose parents work for big corporations are of course able to attend these schools.
You might wonder if the international school is something for your child. Children from international schools tend to leave because, like me, once my dad's project was finished, we moved again, even if it was halfway the school year. You will be saying goodbye to friends a lot. Also, when we send our son to school, we also want him to live in the country, not experience it as an expat alone. Since Malaysia is a neighboring country of Indonesia, my mom, who is Indonesian, felt at home there and would take me to all kinds of local places. So while my schooling was set in an international environment, I also experienced the country itself.
That's super cool. I mean, at this point, it is still difficult for us to say if we will or will not send our son to international school. As I listed in this video, there are all kinds of different international schools with all kinds of fees, so it can always still be an option. In the end, it all depends on the country we will be moving to. Perhaps the country we are moving to will have good quality education in private schools, where they have classes in the local language and in English. And let's not forget the public schools. This can always be an option too. For us, as mentioned in the earlier videos, public schools are definitely a great choice if the education is somehow similar to those in your home country.
For this video, we found all the international school annual fees on the International Schools Database website. We will add the link to this video so you can exactly check what the fees are for the country you are considering moving to with your children. As for us, that's it for today. This video turned out longer than expected. Remember to give a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, subscribe if you want to see more videos on living abroad, and don't forget to hit the notification button. And please share in the comment section below your ideas on whether an international school is an option or not for your children. We are very curious about how you think about it.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.